Hey guys, we're back with Goodwind Café. We're here to talk to you about riding, motorcycles, and whatnot.
These topics actually have emerged out of multiple conversations that we had with people who are riding with us, our customers, and even people who we get trained by.
I'm joined here with Mr. Anil and John Francis, co-founders of Goodwind Moto Tours, to share their valuable experience. I think this is a very specific quirk related to riding in our country, right? Anticipating things on the road. I mean, you have your slow moving traffic, you have the slower bikes, you have the pedestrians crossing everywhere, you have bullock carts, you have people who
Dogs,
do not maintain
cows,
discipline, cows,
Dogs,
everything,
donkeys,
right?
camels.
Yeah, all of them, wildlife. Like they say in Africa, the big four, big five, we have them here. They are our big five, right?
Yeah.
So anticipating and riding in India, I think, is the trick to keeping yourself safe on the road.
And on the bike.
And on the bike, yes. Because this is something we have not had to do when we have ridden abroad. Because the road is a place for traffic to move. You do not find people cutting lanes. You do not find people walking across the road anywhere and everywhere, right? So that doesn't cross your mind when you're riding anywhere out of the country. But in India, your riding style needs to adapt. And I think that's a absolutely very valid
The
point.
general traffic sense from overall level is low. As we all know, it's not specific to motorcyclists.
Absolutely.
But we live in that environment. But we are not riding commuter bikes. We are riding bikes much more powerful, so it can get to a particular place faster than we anticipate. The car or the auto rickshaw or any one of those vehicles normally don't see a difference between us and a commuter bike.
Yes.
So they see us as a two-wheeler approaching them. So they have an anticipation in their head saying that it's going to take time. So they will cut the lane. And more often than not, we end up at their rear faster than we anticipate. So things like that, it's a simple instance, but everything that comes together on that.
But I think, given that we are raised in India, in different parts of India, I've been in Bombay, I think we are generally wired to do defensive riding all the time, okay? Because we are aware of the fact that, somebody might jump the signal, there might be a dog running across, there might be somebody crossing the road, because people in India also walk on the road. There are sometimes pavements are not worth walking on, right? So we somehow have that signal switched on most of the time. But where it changes is when you are suddenly sitting on a 1000+ cc bike and you have so much power at your disposal that you want to use it. And
Right.
at that time, if you forget about the fact that anything can happen, a dog can, run across, or a cow might be there, or somebody might be coming in an opposite direction or in your lane, then you're going to be surprised, right? You're up for a surprise. And that's where, to handle that kind of power, you need to be defensive in your riding.
The fundamental principle of defensive riding has to be the first nature to all motorcyclists, whether you're riding in India or riding abroad. But the probability of incidents are much higher on Indian roads as opposed to when you are on an international road. But also let's understand that on an international road, we have another set of hazards which we are normally used to in India. Road conditions, because of the weather vagaries, because most part of India, especially in the plains, we don't have a situation where you have sleet or black ice on the road.
Right.
But a large part when you are actually riding in US or Europe, and even for that matter the southern tip of Africa, during winter months you can expect the road to be cold, and therefore you can't just take it and rip it in the morning. Now, those are the things that will come in specifically for that. But my point is, when you are on a two-wheeler, and when you're especially on a powerful two-wheeler, you have to be anticipating challenges around the corner. That has to be your first nature, and not fully trust the power that you've been given and hoping that everything will be all right.
I mean, foreigners have been coming to India and riding. So if they are watching this, then this is something that they can take back with them, where, riding in India, you're riding in the middle of chaos, but it's organized chaos if you know how to navigate it, right? Everybody goes at the same time. People are jumping signals. It is not done, but people do it in urban scenarios. It just happens, and it's not safe, but yeah, people do it. How do you control that? We don't have an answer. I don't think even the authorities have an answer at the moment, because that's something that comes from within, right? It's the people who are on motorcycles, the pedestrians. Everybody need to understand this and first start doing it and practicing it themselves. Then it will fall into place. It is not something that where you put a law and I will fine, that when you throw a fine in, that it's going to happen. It doesn't work that way. It needs to come from within.